I'm about to tell a story, and I do not encourage you to act like I acted. But I want to tell you a story. I had an arch nemesis in middle school. Let's call him Travis, not his real name. And this kid, whatever he did, it just seemed to get on my nerves. Now, it's difficult to get me angry, but this kid knew how to push my buttons. He made me so angry. One particular morning, I was at school. And before school, we would all sit around the same table, and everybody was there. And Travis came up, and he was just getting on my nerves. I was getting angry. And we start to have a fight before school even started. And a friend of mine came up behind me, and I was like coming at him, and he pulled my arms back so that I couldn't get in trouble and I wouldn't hit him. And in that motion, I poked myself in the eyeball with my own thumb. And I was so angry because who poked me in the eyeball? And everybody's like, John, you poked you in the eyeball. Who pokes himself in the eyeball? When you get angry, what happens? Maybe you're the type of person who gets angry and you yell into a pillow. Or maybe you're the kid who gets angry and yells at your mom. Maybe you start swinging because you're like a physically angry person. Maybe you go back and you start scheming and making a plan to get even. Maybe you start to get really judgmental at everything around you, and nobody can be right and everybody's wrong. My older brother, when he would get overwhelmed with anger, you know what he would do is he would just cry because he didn't know how to get the feeling inside of him out. So he would just cry. Maybe when you get really angry, you get really quiet. You get really passive, and you just kind of step back. Today I want to talk about anger. Ephesians 4, verse 26. In your anger, do not sin. Do not let the sun go down while you are still angry, and do not give the devil a foothold. Anger is not a sin in itself. Anger is a common human reaction to when something doesn't feel right. Anger is what happens when things don't go the way that you wanted them to go. Anger is like an alarm going off in your head to say, this isn't what I want, this isn't what is right, this isn't what I think should be. So if anger is just an alarm, and anger isn't bad, what do I do when I have this trial, this anger, this thing in front of me that I want to be different? James 1, verse 2 says, consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, when you face trials of many kinds. Anger is a trial. Something is not right in front of you. Because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let perseverance finish its work so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything. When you get angry, it's an opportunity. Anger is like a fork in the road. You can go left or you can go right. You get to choose what you do. A reaction to anger is like, this doesn't feel right. I need it to feel different. So you fight to have your way. You fight to make it feel different. But what if we don't have to react, but we get to respond to the fact that something feels wrong? So rather than reacting in anger and sinning, what if you responded to anger that something is wrong and you actually got to grow because of it? We can be joyful when we get angry because we know that the future can be better because of it. It doesn't have to be worse. Alive, anger is unavoidable, but it can be an opportunity for better. I love you guys. Have a good week.